Hello explorers, welcome to today's video. I hiked up this mountain here to just get out of the house a bit and gather my thoughts to tell you guys the story of the accident that changed my life forever and how I worked through it to get to where I am today. So let's sit down and have a chat about that. So in September of last year, we did a trip to Mozambique with some friends. Took the quadbike with to go and explore the dunes because I have been to that place before and I know that there's massive dunes to go and explore. So the quadbike went with, and on day 4 or 5, after exploring every day with the bike in the dunes, some days not taking the helmet with because it was so hot. So we're just cruising there, and I'm not a daredevil. I don't do wheelies and jumps and stuff like that. I bought my bike just to go and cruise around with and get out of the house and just explore places. So on the 4th or the 5th day, I can't remember exactly, took out the quad. I said, no, well, today I want to make a video of what this place looked like. To maybe put a video on YouTube so that other people can also see what there is to explore. So I put on my helmet to get the GoPro to be mounted on the face piece of the helmet so that there's some nice videos to watch afterwards. And while cruising in the dunes, and the dunes we cruised in every day, I came over this one dune and I saw that there's a whole bunch of people there at the bottom coming in from the ocean side, and I thought to myself, I don't want to be involved in their group things there because they were busy playing around there with their cars. So I thought, let me just turn around and go back to the dunes that I've been playing in, not to disturb them or be in their way. And as I just turned around, I thought, well, this is the dune that I've been going down every day. But the problem was, the place I went down every day was about 50 meters back. So as I turned to go down the dune, just cruising like normal, and then all of a sudden there was absolutely nothing underneath me. And I fell down about 12 to 15 meters and then hit the ground. As you would see in the clip that's playing now, I basically ramped into the nothingness and then fell at the bottom. Luckily for me, when I hit the bottom, I hit the handlebars with my face on the left hand side, and the quad bike turned to the right and it went away from me and it rolled there and it threw me off, and that's where I fell on my back. Yeah, which was not good memories to think back to now. But yeah, that happened. I was out cold for the rest of that day, and the next day I don't really have any memories. One or two things that I might remember here and there of what happened, but the rest of that day and the next day is completely blank to me. So as you guys know, Skippy is well connected in the medical field. So when we got back to the lodge, he started phoning up doctors and friends that are all connected in the medical field that has worked on ER helicopters and stuff like that. And I told her what to look out for and to check if I have feeling in certain places in my feet and in my legs. And after doing a full diagnostic as well to what was possible and I had the access to do some testing on me, they all said that they don't think there's an emergency now. Doesn't look like anything is broken. I had feeling everywhere that I should need feeling. So we decided, seeing that it's not such a big issue, I only had a small blue mark here on my leg. They said, no, well, that doesn't seem to be such a big emergency as to have me flown out of Mozambique via helicopter. So we decided to stay, and they said, no, we must all just check and see what happens in the next coming days if I lose consciousness or started losing feeling anywhere. That should be a red alert then to get me out of there. So we stayed the rest of our trip that we booked, about another week, not being in too much pain. Obviously didn't explore as much as I wanted to, just relaxing at home, watching the views there. So when we got back to Pretoria, being a painful 14-hour drive back from Mozambique, Skippy said, no, let's go straight to the hospital. Went straight to the ER and I was admitted. And just after being admitted, they said they definitely had to do an emergency operation. What basically happened is the skin separated from my body and blood and water and whatnot was busy gathering there underneath my skin. At that stage I was pretty much half of the blue man. So I went for an emergency operation, and then they drained 3 liters of liquid from between my skin and my body. So they patched me up there, and then I got a friend. I put one of those mobile drains in me that I had to carry around with me wherever I went to keep on draining, and in the 2 weeks I had that, another 1.5 liters of fluid came out of my back. So yeah, that was the fun part in the hospital. And while we were in hospital, we also realized after doing CT scans and whatnot that I broke the vertebrae in my back, L3, L4 and L5. Luckily for me, as you would see in the picture shown now, the vertebrae itself wasn't like split through the middle. I basically broke off 4 of the spinal processes. And the doctor said at that stage that there's really not anything they can do. If you wanted to waste some money, they could do an operation, but there's no guarantee that it would make a massive difference. You would have to leave it as is and then see if it would become better over time. Sometimes they grow back, sometimes they don't. He said in some follow-up appointments afterwards that he knows a patient that has broken those spinal processes 10 years ago, and one of them grew back and the other ones are still off, so it's not that major of an issue. So I was very lucky that day that I decided to wear my helmet to make a video, because I think if I didn't wear my helmet that day, it would have been a completely different story. As you would see in the picture here, my helmet was split open at the back. So luckily for me, I wore my helmet and I only broke the spinal processes in my back and not my actual back. So I'm very lucky to still be walking around and enjoying life. So after being released from the hospital, I was told to spend the next 2 months at home, lying down preferably, so that my back has time to recover and the muscles have time to recover, and that hopefully the skin would attach again to my body. And I think, well, thinking back about it now, I think from this whole accident and being in hospital, which was my first time ever, my first time operation, my first time being under anesthesia. So besides that, I think the part afterwards, being at home, was the most difficult part in the recovery process, in all aspects of this accident that I had, where your mind starts playing the mental games and you're sitting at home and remembering that you still wanted to fix this thing here quickly or do something there, and then you wanted to get up to do it, and then you realize, but I'm not at home, it's not just a weekend at home. I had this accident and I was told to lie down, and you realize that you are in so much pain and you just lie back down again, and then your mind starts playing games with you. And then after watching all of the YouTube that you can watch and scrolling through endless pages of social media, that's not always the best thing to help you get through the process, but in some instances there were still 1 or 2 good things that I did come across. And this one post that I saw on social media, the guy told the story of how to get through things that you are struggling with in life. In my case being the accident, but whatever you are struggling with in life to get through. He says he read this story once of the horse, the boy, the fox and the mole. And in the story, at some stage, the boy and the horse are in the woods somewhere and it's getting dark, and the boy told the horse, like, I can't see myself getting through this, it's getting so dark, I don't know where to go, I can see the end of the forest there, but it's so challenging, I can't get through this. And the horse asked the boy, I understand it's difficult to see the end of where you need to go, but can you see your next step? And then the boy said yes, and then the horse said, well, just take that. And that's something that has been stuck with me ever since that day, in all challenges or aspects of life. If you're struggling to get through stuff, if you can just see your next step, you'll be able to get through it. After 10 months of recovery, I'm back on my bike, as you guys probably saw on the Rhino Park video we did. I just wanted to say thank you very much to my family and friends that supported me going through this difficult time in my life. Guys, always remember, you hear this a lot, but life is short. You never know when your end is coming. So always keep in mind to go for the experiences. I've heard this thing probably on social media somewhere quite a while ago, and it's been stuck in my mind. And the thing said, money will always come and go. You can always earn money somewhere in life doing something. So money will always come and go, but experiences, if they are lost, they're lost. So if you miss out on an experience with family or friends, or just you and your partner, or whatever you are looking forward to, if you miss that experience, that memories are lost forever. So if you can, remember that money will come and go, but don't miss out on experiences in life. And I think that's one of the reasons that we started this YouTube channel, so that we can go and experience this. And if people don't always join, the memories are always there on YouTube to look back on and to share with everyone. If you like our content, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Remember to chase those memories and the dreams, or whatever you've been thinking of for a while. Chase it. Don't sit back and watch life go by without chasing your memories or your dreams. Chase that dream and that memory. So thank you for sticking around to the end, and then we'll definitely see you in the next video. So have an awesome day, and remember to seek discomfort.